Hey guys, Jeremy here on this awesome looking sunny day. It's actually only 21 degrees, so it's freezing, but it looks nice. Anyway, today we're going to talk about this awesome 1974 Dodge Ramcharger that I have and what makes it special, and then we're hopefully going to get it put together and running. So let's start on that. So in 1974, Chrysler Corporation decided to enter the SUV market with the Ramcharger by Dodge and the TrailDuster by Plymouth. You know, Chevy had the Blazer, Ford had the Bronco for a couple years, and so it was about time. One of the things that makes the 74 specifically cool is that these had what they call the half door, which means it had no door frame from here. This is actually part of the roof, so when you open the door, it was like a true convertible. And I rolled the window down just to kind of show that, so there's no frame here. It's really cool. Also 1974, from what I understand, the trucks still had the 5 on 5.5 inch bolt pattern in the four-wheel drive with drum brakes, but the Ramchargers and the TrailDusters actually got the full-time four-wheel drive with 5 on 4.5 inch bolt pattern the year before the trucks did. And again, I just have been doing a little bit of research, and that's what I found, so I'm not sure how factual that is, but so far it's what I'm finding is accurate. These also had really cool bucket seats with a console, and I believe they came standard with just a driver front seat, and the rest was all optional, including the console and the passenger seat. There's also, for the console, I guess you could get a like a cooler option or something, so you'd put your drinks and whatnot in there. So really basic. So this would be the only year that had this style dash, because it's 74 dash, and 75 they changed to a different one. This particular truck is a 360 automatic. Let's see if I can get the hood open with one hand. So it's pretty clean. This is a fairly low mileage truck. Supposedly the distributor is bad, so I've got to fix that. I've got to replace the radiator because I made a bonehead mistake, and before the bumper was on it, I just had to push it back like 6 feet and used the forklift and went through the radiator like an idiot. So got to do that, but we'll probably never mention that again because that was kind of embarrassing. As you can see, there's a bumper on it now. It was missing that. It did have mismatched wheels on it. If you've seen the pictures that I posted before, I put these on. It's amazing how much wheels make a difference. Really, this truck has all the trim except for this quarter panel. It's going to be a really cool project for somebody. It's got the tailgate, the hatch, the correct roof. Now, anybody that knows Ramchargers knows that there's one big problem with them, and that's that these roofs rust really bad. And this one is absolutely no exception. So it's going to take a lot of love, a lot of repair to fix this roof, unless you can find a better one. But these half-door ones are near impossible to find, so just having it is a good thing. You can see the inside is pretty crusty as well. But I mean, with a lot of love, it is fixable. Another thing that's cool about this one, the earlier Dodge trucks, the 72, 3, and 4, you could get metal door panels, and this one has those. I actually think those metal door panels look cooler than the later ones. They just add something. I don't know, maybe it's just rugged or something. But does need floors. So back to the engine compartment. The guy that I got it from said that he was having some electrical issues, so they went through a whole bunch and then determined that the distributor, there's a little pin that goes through there that turns the rotor, and I guess that pin is missing. I have not investigated that yet, but I do have another distributor to put in it, so it shouldn't take too much work. The hardest part is actually going to be this dang radiator, so I've got to pull that from one of the parts trucks over there in the corner and get it in. But gosh, it's cold. My fingers are freezing, and I'm sure most of you guys know how it is to work in this ice cold with tools and on the ground, and it's just kind of miserable. Takes the fun out of it, but it's got to be done. Anyway, so this truck, just so y'all know, this will be for sale. I'm going to probably list it on eBay after I get it running and driving. I'm just going to make it yard drive. The truck was registered. Actually, it's still technically registered, so it hasn't been long since it was running driving truck. So I'm kind of excited about it. It's the first half door I've ever had. I've had a few other Ramchargers, but this one probably the coolest. If I didn't have so many other projects that I wanted to keep, then I would definitely think about keeping this one. But we've got Allen's TrailDuster, and that one I think is the one we're going to build. And anyway, so I'm probably going to get started here in just a little bit, and we'll go from there. So you will notice it's not in my normal little impound. It runs. It took some work, and I didn't really do very much video because it's been cold and kind of sporadic. But I have it running, and I'll show you here in just a second. It actually, as rough as this thing is, it actually looks super cool. It's going to make somebody an awesome project. I have been driving it just a little bit around the yard. It has old fuel. I did put a bunch of new fuel in. Thought the tank was empty, but there was still some in there, so it kind of smokes a little. But it actually runs pretty good. I'm going to attempt to fire it up right now, but because it's on camera, of course, it probably won't. But bear with me on that. Hey, what do you know? So, oh, it's gonna die, maybe. So, as I stated before, it's got a little 360 with the Holly 2 barrel on it. It's not running the best right now just because of the old fuel. I did put a different radiator in it since I broke the other one. One thing that I want to make note, anytime you guys are playing with an old vehicle that hasn't been run for a while, first thing when you start it up, and if you can even before you start it, but once it's running, make sure or just check out the fuel inlet, because this one had a split in the hose and it was spraying fuel right onto the exhaust manifold. And because I've done this a lot of times and I know what to look for, I noticed really quick and hurried and shut it off before it potentially caused a fire, and then fixed it. But that is something always right on the very first of your to-do list when you start something that's been sitting for a while. Check the fuel lines down there, anywhere near the pump or near the engine, and then check back by the tank and stuff as well. It's always good just to see if it's leaking. As far as the spark issue that it had, I thought it was the ignition switch. Turned out that it's really just a bad distributor, so I had to replace the distributor. Do a little bit of electrical tuning, and you know what, it runs pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the hood, and we'll just kind of do a little putt around the yard real quick. So really a cool truck. Okay, so we're out driving it a little bit. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, because it's pretty muddy out here and it's clay. So if I get it stuck, it's probably just gonna have to sit here for a minute. It's pretty loud in here because we're in a big tin box essentially. But this is a full-time four-wheel drive, as you know, as I've already stated. So it seems to be working, because if it wasn't, I think I'd be sliding a lot more in this mud out here. It's pretty dirty in here. I'm gonna get it all cleaned up before I list it for sale. I'll probably be put on eBay here shortly, but I want to clean it and make it look good. Where it's a little bit muddier just for fun. These Ramchargers are so cool. I can't wait to get Allen's TrailDuster built so we can go play with it. I should really just keep this one, but can't keep everything. Oh, even got a little mud on the windshield. It's like the gauges. So the oil pressure gauge, I accidentally unplugged. So that's why the oil pressure doesn't show anything. Looks like the temp gauge is working, the alternator and the fuel. Speedometer shows we're going between 10 and 50 miles per hour. So you judge that for yourself. Get out and hurry and do a walk around again. So I really love this like actual convertible top where it's the door frame is actually in the cab or in the shell. That's just kind of cool when the window's down, just how open it is. So such a cool truck. I hope that whoever purchases it really enjoys it, restores it, and just enjoys it. Even if it's not restored, if you just keep it kind of how it is and go beat on it and enjoy it, that's what this hobby is about, is enjoying it. No matter how you do it, you're not doing it for other people's approval, you're doing it for you. And I mean, just have fun, enjoy it. No, I just said that word a whole bunch. So I know at car shows and stuff, people come and complain about how you built your vehicle. And, you know, just remember, you did it for you, not for them. So just tell them to bug off or ask them where their vehicle is, because chances are they don't even have one. So, and if you want to let it sit in your yard and rot and that's how you enjoy it, it's your property to do with what you want. Don't let others ruin how you enjoy your stuff. So, well, I think I'm gonna go put it away. I'm gonna get it cleaned up probably this weekend, and you guys will see it on eBay. I'll post a link once I put it on. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I didn't really do much with tech or anything like that, or with numbers, but you know, this one just kind of a throw together video on a little project. Just a reminder, anytime you're working on these, just work safe. Make sure that, like I said, you check your fuel lines, make sure they're not squirting fuel all over, make sure your lug nuts are tight, check your brakes as you've seen with red. There's so many things to do, but just make sure it's safe, because it doesn't matter how well it runs, how fast it goes. If it's not safe, it's just not worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, I really appreciate you watching and subscribing. If you haven't yet, I ask you to please do so. I really appreciate all of that. Watch for lots of cool stuff coming up. I know I keep saying that, but Really, there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. Hopefully, I've got a deal in the works for a couple cars that are going to be pretty exciting in a road trip. I'm hoping that all works out next week, but as hopeful as I am, I don't have my hopes up. But you guys will be the first to know as soon as it all happens. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day.
What are they doing? Jesus Christ. Here they come.